7 days, I refused every purchase under $20 because on a tight paycheck, tiny swipes keep you trapped at the counter. Could I stop?
The week before this, I counted 27 charges under $20.
Together, they were $214, money that could have covered groceries or started a small emergency buffer. If you are on a low or middle income and you feel stuck, this is one reason. On day 3, a $2.50 bottle of water almost ended the whole experiment. This is WealthMentorPro, where every lesson is a step closer to your freedom. Stay with me, because I will walk you through the 7 days, the 3 rules that made it realistic, and the exact total I kept by the end. I did not expect to get emotional over snacks. Day 1 started with my most automatic purchase, a $4.75 coffee. I walked past it and kept going, because I wanted to feel the urge without paying for relief. By lunch, I opened a delivery app out of habit. The meal was $12, but checkout jumped to $24 once fees and tip were added. It technically passed my rule, and that was the first warning. A strict rule can push you to spend more just to feel justified. I closed the app and ate at home. Do this today. Open your bank app and filter for purchases under $20 from the last 7 days. Count how many times you paid, not just how much. Frequency is the part that sneaks up. By the end of day 1, I had skipped a $4.75 coffee, a $6 snack run, and a $9 add-on item I did not need. That is $19.75 that stayed in my account. If this kind of calm experiment helps, a quick like tells me to keep making more of them. That night, I made one intentional purchase that protected the rest of the week. I spent $43 on basic groceries: eggs, oats, rice, frozen veggies, and bread. It replaced multiple moments where I would normally buy something random because I was hungry. Hunger is one of the fastest paths into high-cost debt. Day 2 was a convenience store test. Gum for $2.49. A so-called healthy bar for $3.99. A cold drink for $2.50. None of it looked like a problem, and that is why it is. When money is tight, you do not get wrecked by one big mistake. You get worn down by dozens of small ones you barely remember. By the end of day 2, I had avoided about $30 in small spending. So yes, it was possible. The harder question was next. What happens when something feels like a need instead of a want? Day 3 answered it. I was out longer than planned, my throat was dry, and the $2.50 water in the cooler looked like relief. It was not really about water. It was the feeling of, seriously, I cannot even buy this? I found a fountain, refilled, and saw the habit clearly. I had trained myself to solve minor discomfort with spending. By the end of day 3, I had skipped $67 worth of under $20 buys. The money surprised me. The emotion surprised me more. I felt bored and a little left out, and I wanted a reward for simply getting through the day. Day 4 is where boredom tried to win. I opened an online cart and added a $12.99 item, then another, then another. Shopping can feel like progress, even when nothing changes. I did not check out. I wrote down each urge with the emotion under it. Tired, restless, lonely. I deserve a treat. Most cravings did not last an hour. Some did not last 15 minutes. This is where most money videos miss the point. They argue about lattes, but they skip decision volume. If you make 5 to 10 small spending decisions a day, willpower gets drained and the easiest option wins. Systems beat motivation when your life is already full. Do this today. Write one replacement plan for your most common under $20 habit. When I want coffee, I will drink water first and wait 10 minutes. When I want a snack, I will eat what I packed and then decide. Quick question for you. What is the under $20 thing you buy most often? One word is enough. Day 5 felt calmer. Not because I became a new person, but because I removed future temptations. I made one larger intentional purchase for $26. Basics I will use anyway: soap, toothpaste, detergent. Planning is protection, because stress makes overpriced choices look normal. Day 6 hit a classic trap. Free shipping if you add $8 more. I almost invented a fake need to justify checkout. Instead, I closed the tab and put the item on a list literally named Next Intentional Buy. If I still wanted it later, it could join a planned purchase. Day 7 felt quieter. The cravings still showed up, but they came with less urgency. I started noticing how many purchases I used to make just to end a feeling. Halfway through, the rule stopped feeling like deprivation and started feeling like control. That is the core idea. This was about spending slower, with fewer checkouts, so more money could stay in your life long enough to do something useful. That is how net worth grows. Net worth is what you own minus what you owe. It rises when you build buffers, avoid interest, and slowly add assets over time. Here are the 3 switches that made this realistic, even on a low or middle income. Rule 1. Bundle small wants into one planned purchase. The benefit is fewer decisions and fewer impulse moments. Instead of 3 $7 snack runs, I added $21 of groceries to my next trip and covered the week. Keep a running list and choose one buy day. Rule 2. Park every impulse for 24 hours. The benefit is separating real needs from fast emotions. On day 4, I wanted a $5 app upgrade. And by day 5, I did not care, so I kept the $5. Write it down with the date, wait until tomorrow, then either bundle it or skip. Rule 3. Turn skipped spending into a buffer automatically. The benefit is peace of mind, because stability keeps you out of high-cost debt. When you skip $4.75, transfer $5. When you skip $12.99, transfer $13. Do it within 24 hours. That buffer prevents emergencies becoming credit card balances, and that protects your net worth. Now the payoff I promised. The purchase that changed my habits was not a treat. It was that $43 grocery run, because it proved intentional spending can lower total spending without making life miserable. And here is the number. The exact total I did not spend under $20 was $148 in 7 days. That money normally disappears into coffee, snacks, and small fees that feel too small to track. Here is the math that changed my view. 5 under $20 buys a week at $12 each is about $60. That is around $240 a month, or close to $3,000 a year. That can become an emergency fund, a real dent in debt, or, once you have a buffer, steady contributions toward diversified, low-cost, long-term investing as a concept. No guarantees, just consistency. I cannot go back to constant. It is only a few dollars, because I have seen where that pattern leads. If you want a safe version, try it for 3 days. Pick $10, $15, or $20. Keep true essentials allowed. Track every urge you skip. Then give that money one job, buffer, debt, or savings. This is Wealth Mentor Pro. If you enjoyed this, like the video and subscribe for more calm, practical experiments that build financial stability. Then watch the next video YouTube recommends and keep the momentum.